Namaste, welcome to Zeel Astrology, your go-to channel for all things Vedic astrology. So now Saturn will be moving into UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra, which is ruled by Saturn itself. This will happen from April 28, 2025. Saturn will stay in this nakshatra until October 3, 2025. But in this video, actually Saturn will be going back and forth in this nakshatra for quite a long time until 2027. But in this video, I will only be talking about Saturn's journey in UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra till July 13th. The reason is on July 13th, Saturn will become retrograde in the same nakshatra, in the nakshatra of UttaraBhadrapada, and then again it will move towards Purva Bhadrapad Nakshatra. And on October 3, it will re-enter Purva Bhadrapad. So for now, we are only focusing on Saturn's direct motion in UttaraBhadrapada from April 28 to July 13. Later, I will make a separate video to explain Saturn's retrograde phase, because the energy and impact will be very different during that time. Also in this video, in the later part, I will be sharing a few things about Mars as well. And I have made a detailed video on overall transit of Saturn in Pisces for 2.5 years for each ascendant and also planets wise. So this video is available in English, Hindi, and the links are in the description box below. Now let me clear that Saturn here in the UttaraBhadrapada will be quite powerful because UttaraBhadrapada is its own nakshatra. And it's a very important transit of Saturn. However, the intensity of Saturn's result will be less severe than Purva Bhadrapada, as Purva Bhadrapada is considered as a Mrudu Nakshatra. And before diving deeper into this topic, I would be grateful if you could subscribe, like, and share this video with your friends and family. And please don't forget to hit the notification bell so you are always up to date with our latest content. Also, you can follow Zeel Astrology on Instagram now. And for personal consultations, feel free to email me. All the links are given in the description box below. So now let's understand this nakshatra. And to properly understand UttaraBhadrapada, first you need to get a basic idea of Purva Bhadrapada. Think of Purva Bhadrapada and UttaraBhadrapada like twin sisters. I have spoken about this before too. Both these nakshatras are considered very lucky and auspicious. They are called the lucky feet. Both are connected to funeral cot. Purva Bhadrapada represents the front side of it, and the UttaraBhadrapada represents the back side of funeral cot. Purva Bhadrapada is often compared to a phoenix. You know, the phoenix is that magical bird that burns itself completely and then is reborn from its own ashes. So it does not mean that literally we have to burn ourselves, but the idea is that we burn away all our negativity, our bad habits, our wrong thinking and doings. Through that, we are reborn, becoming a better, more evolved, more spiritual, a pure version of ourselves. That's why Purva Bhadrapada feels very intense. It teaches us that before you evolve, you have to go through some deep struggles, and only that self-realization comes in. And you can become a stronger, purer soul. I will explain all this in more detail some other time because it's actually very deep and beautiful topic. And as of now, we are focusing on UttaraBhadrapada. So after you are reborn as a better person, pure, wise, and evolved in Purva Bhadrapada, you step into the energy of UttaraBhadrapada. Here, the soul, which has already gone through a lot, has now reached a peak stage of spiritual growth. It's a state where the Kundalini awakening completes its journey. If you see the magic here, Pushya, Anuradha, and UttaraBhadrapada, all three nakshatras are ruled by Saturn. Pushya falls in Cancer and is known to bring a lot of nurturing, humanitarian feelings and pure love inside us. It helps us grow pure emotions like a mother's love. This true love and purity builds even more deeply in Anuradha Nakshatra, where the devotion towards God becomes very strong. It's like the soul starts waking up. The process of Kundalini awakening begins here in Anuradha. And then finally, when we reach UttaraBhadrapada, the journey of the soul reaches its highest spiritual point. The Kundalini awakening that started earlier now completes beautifully here. So during this time, when Saturn will be transiting through UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra in Pisces, it will create a very beautiful period for spiritual growth, especially for those who are evolved souls. And when I say evolved souls, it has a very deep and broad meaning. True evolved souls are rare to find nowadays, but still, this time is very special for such souls. The deity of UttaraBhadrapada is Ahir Budhyana, who is known as the serpent of the depths, the one who lies beneath the surface of the earth, deep inside the ocean. So UttaraBhadrapada is called a serpentine nakshatra. It's very dynamic. It's like a serpent whose next move is always unpredictable. Now, if you think about it, who stays below the surface of the earth? It's Bhagwan Sheshanag. It is believed that Mother Earth rests on Sheshanag's head. Also, the main presiding deity of UttaraBhadrapada is Lord Shiva. So, Vasuki Nag, another divine serpent, is also deeply connected with this nakshatra. So, you can imagine how powerful and deep the energy of this nakshatra is. Because of all this period will be very good for spiritual practices, for meditation, deeper realizations, and inner growth. Since UttaraBhadrapada is dynamic in nature, and since Saturn, the ruler of its nakshatra, it itself is itself moving through it. The results you get will depend a lot on your karmas and your personal efforts. One thing to remember is that this nakshatra, just like its lord Saturn, does not support easy or shortcut gains. It demands real hard work in that area of your life which is affected. So even the upcoming phases of Saturn's transit are not about getting easy success or quick money. Saturn will test patience, perseverance, and sincerity. Now, if this transit goes positive in someone's chart, then it can make a person plan things more carefully. People might take decisions with more patience, more maturity, and more preparation. They will move into more controlled and thoughtful way, which can help them in understanding others and to be more sympathetic towards others. And yes, this transit can bring gains, not only material, but beyond that as well. Saturn teaches differently compared to Jupiter. Jupiter knows knowledge, gives knowledge more through theory, like a teacher explaining things. But Saturn teaches through direct experiences. Saturn makes you live the lessons, face situations, and learn through them. However, if this transit does not go well in your chart, or if person is not walking on the right path, then Saturn may bring challenges. And it will depend on your personal chart. It might make a person lazy when they actually need to take action. It can bring fear of facing reality, hesitation to accept change or transformation, or make someone too conservative and stuck in old ways. Apart from all the positives and negatives and the challenges, this transit will also bring responsibility. New responsibilities might come into life during this period. And remember, any major event that triggers during this time, either on individual level or on macro or global level, will have long-term effects connected to it. Also, this nakshatra carries a slightly hidden and mysterious energy. It is also possible that some secretive things could be happening behind your back. This can happen on a personal level and even on a national or global level. If you think about countries, for example, one country might be making secret plans behind another country's back. During this period, we may even see war-like situation between countries. Just like in Mahabharata, when Shri Krishna used the means of destruction, not out of anger, but for the sake of better future, for the protection of dharma. Similarly, this period of Saturn and UttaraBhadrapada can create conflicts. And when Jupiter will enter the sign of Gemini, the chances of conflicts and misunderstandings could increase. And as we discussed earlier, since this nakshatra is dynamic and very flexible by nature, transformation is inevitable for many during this time. On an individual level, with some people may also experience enlightenment or deep realizations during this period. Apart from that, this nakshatra can bring obstructions in traveling or hurdles in traveling for some. Also, this may not be a very smooth period for those who are involved in speculation, gaming, or those who deal in procurement of loans and lending activities. There could be ups and downs in these areas too. Another thing is, from around May 14 onwards, slowly and gradually, hidden scandals might start coming to light. Things that were hidden beneath the surface could begin to get exposed. Now, speaking a little about Mars, when Mars will enter Leo on June 7th, it will start aspecting Saturn with its 8th aspect. And when Mars moves into Virgo after that, both Saturn and Mars will be directly aspecting each other. So until Mars moves to Libra on September 13, this period from June till September mid can feel a little frustrating for many people. It can create conflicts as well. It might create a kind of inner war within, a restlessness. It can bring health issues for some, and some people might make impulsive decisions driven by jealousy, anger, or negative emotions. So it's a time when being calm and patient is very important. Now, if we look at the brighter side, this transit of Saturn is a positive period for many professionally. It's a good time for people in media, entertainment, social media, for healers, for farmers. Especially farmers who are into organic farming. If you have been thinking of starting gardening, even if it's just a small kitchen garden or your terrace or in your backyard, this is a very supportive time for that too. Planting new life during this transit is actually very, very, very beneficial. Saturn's movement through this nakshatra will also teach many of us important lessons about financial management. It is a positive time for people working in financial sectors, for those involved in any kind of healing, whether it's spiritual healing, doctors, yoga practitioners, and such similar fields. It is also a supportive period for those in fields like astrology, occult sciences, charity organizations, philosophy, research work, writing, creativity, teaching, deep ocean diving or deep ocean divers, and investigative departments or investigative fields. Now, who will feel the most impact of this transit? Those who have any important planet placed in UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra. Those who have Jupiter or Saturn placed in 6th, 8th or 12th house in their chart. People who have moon in Taurus, Virgo or Sagittarius will also have more impact, will be more impacted. And of course, those who are currently running the Mahadasha Antardasha of Saturn or Jupiter, for them this transit will be especially important. For remedies, as always, chanting Vishnu Sahasranam will be highly beneficial. Along with that, you can also chant Yamuna Shtakam or Yamuna Kaj. It is said that Saturn is a deep devotee of Sri Krishna, and Mata Yamuna is a beloved sister of Saturn. It is also said that Shanidev and Yamaraj both promised Yamunaji that they would never harm the true devotees of Mata Yamuna and Shri Krishna. So by chanting these sacred shlokas, you can seek kavach and blessings. It will not only shield you during tough times, but also help you grow spiritually during this beautiful transit of Saturn. Now let's begin with ascendant-wise analysis. Aries ascendant. For Aries native, Saturn transiting UttaraBhadrapada, your 12th house. This is a time when Saturn can actually help you a lot in managing your finances if this goes positive in your chart. If not, then this can also bring some unexpected expenses. You may sometimes feel a little lazy, or there might be some delays in your actions. At times, you might feel fearful, where facing reality becomes a little difficult. Saturn here is powerful because it is moving through its own nakshatra. So during this time, you must not ignore your health at any cost. Especially take care of your sleep, anxiety levels, and mental peace. However, UttaraBhadrapada is a highly spiritual nakshatra. Because this is a wonderful time for you to deepen your spiritual practices, to go within yourself and connect with your higher self. There are chances that any of your near or dear ones go far away from you, and you may feel bad about it. You may find it slightly difficult in dealing your enemies, adversaries, or your competitors. But if you keep your mind calm, if you act with proper planning, patience, and walk the right path, Saturn itself will help you come out of it. And try to keep yourself grounded as much as possible. Emotionally, you might feel the need to isolate yourself, taking care of yourself and taking alone time for yourself, for your spiritual growth will be very beneficial. But unnecessary isolation, cutting yourself off from well-wishers or loved ones or from the society, that should be avoided. And be careful while traveling, and also be careful while investing your money anywhere. This can be a good time for those who are healers, yoga practitioners, those who are into occult charity organizations, hospital administration, spiritual or psychological counseling, those working in MNC companies or whose work is related to foreign or prison like police force, or working in forensic or medical officers. It can be beneficial for all this. On a health front, taking care of your feet, your left thigh, your ankles during this time. And you may even have some weird dreams, trouble sleeping during this time. Fatigue or lack of immunity can also be felt during this time. So please take care in all these areas. Now talking about the aspects of Saturn, Saturn's third aspect will fall on the sign of Taurus, your second house. During this time, it might happen that some old unresolved matters within your family or related to your personal values and finances may come forward. Situations may arise where you are required to face these matters directly, to confront that reality without running away. It's very important here not to become too rigid or too conservative. If there are any lingering issues within your family, try to address them with maturity and understanding, and do not run away from your responsibilities. Saturn's third aspect on the second house can also bring transformations in your income or in your family life as well. Whether these changes will be positive or challenging will completely depend on your individual chart. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall in the sign of Virgo, your sixth house. Because UttaraBhadrapada is a very calm and patient nakshatra, this aspect can sometimes make you feel a little more lazy or sluggish in your daily routine life. You might feel more tired, either mentally or physically, and it can impact your daily energy levels. So it becomes important to consciously keep yourself active. Try not to let lethargy take over. But the good thing is that Saturn's aspect on your sixth house will bring you many practical lessons. You will grow through these experiences, even if they seem tough initially, but this will be for your betterment. In fact, Saturn here is also activating your prarabdha karma, the karma that you are destined to experience in this lifetime. So, very important tip for Aries natives here, that please do not walk on the wrong path to fulfill your desires. Be very careful with your actions because Saturn is watching. This is a period where karmic balances are taking place. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Sagittarius, your 9th house. This combination of Saturn transiting your 12th house and aspecting your 9th house is actually a beautiful one for spiritual growth. If you are inclined towards spirituality, this period can really uplift you to a high spiritual realizations. It is also a wonderful time for students, especially for learning. That is based on real practical knowledge, not just theoretical. And it's not just students, even those who are older. If you are willing to learn new things through real experiences, whatever you learn now will stay with you for a very long time and help you greatly in your journey ahead. Taurus ascendant. For Taurus natives, Saturn in UttaraBhadrapada in Pisces in your 11th house. This is the time when Saturn can actually help fulfill your valid and rightful desires, but not easily. Saturn is a strict teacher. Hard work, patience, and perseverance will be needed. If you try shortcuts or take the wrong path, Saturn will not support it. If you have been walking on the right path, if your chart favors, then Saturn here can bring positive financial gains and even chances of promotion can open up for you in your career. But the most beautiful part of this transit is that Saturn can provide you gain of something much higher than just financial gains. It could be spiritual wisdom, a deeper understanding of life as well. At the same time, handling challenges brought by co-workers, superiors, or authorities at your workplace may not feel very easy. You may have to put extra effort to maintain professionalism and calmness. This transit will also change your relationship with your elder siblings and with your close friends. A transformation will be felt in these relationships. Whether these changes will be positive or not will completely depend on your personal chart. The people you meet during this time, the new friendships or contacts you form, will not be ordinary. They will have some deep karmic connection with you. Along with this period will also start bringing transformation within you, whether internal in your mindset or your thinking, or external through situations you experience. Your physical self. Health should be taken care of during this time, especially if you are prone to issues related to legs, knees or ankles, muscle injuries or cramps. Try to keep yourself active but avoid overstraining. This can be a positive period for those into media entertainment, networking field, working with social organizations. This can also benefit those who involved in research, archaeology, investigation departments, event planning, financial management, education, mentorship, guidance, entrepreneurship, technology, IT, digital marketing, advanced technology sectors, and so on. So if you have been nurturing any long-term dreams or goals, then with proper planning, if your chart supports, this is a good time to start working on that. Those in leadership roles, HR, data analytics, statistic fields can see some positive results. You may find yourself working a lot more than usual during this period. So take care of your legs and physical strength properly. Now coming to the aspects of Saturn. Saturn's third aspect will fall on your first house, your ascendant Taurus itself. If you have been feeling confused for quite some time, this Saturn aspect might slowly start bringing clarity to your thoughts, your decisions, your overall life direction. But if this energy goes negative in your chart, it can also make you lazier, leading to procrastination of responsibilities, whether personal, family related, or career related. So, consciously make an effort to stay active. Take responsibility of your life and duties seriously. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your fifth house. Here, you might feel a temporary lack of emotional warmth or understanding, especially in your love life. You may even face ego clashes or emotional misunderstandings with your children if you have any. For students, this is a reminder to stay disciplined and hardworking. A laziness can cost you dearly, so stay consistent with your efforts. Now, finally, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 8th house, the sign of Sagittarius. You need to be extra cautious about your health during this period. This aspect can sometimes bring sudden financial gains or sudden financial losses as well. So be very mindful, especially in matters of investments. Avoid falling blindly for any speculative or risky gains without proper research. Gemini Ascendants. For such Gemini natives, Saturn in UttaraBhadrapada in your 10th house. Since Saturn is also your 8th lord, this transit is going to bring a lot of inner and outer transformations in your life. On one hand, you might feel lazy or disinterested towards your job, your daily life, your daily work. But on the other hand, Saturn being in UttaraBhadrapada will also push you to work hard with patience and discipline. There can be times where you feel frustrated, a little frustrated maybe, but remember, if you keep working ethically, if you stay honest and true to your responsibilities, then slowly and gradually, Saturn will help. Saturn will help build a strong foundation of your future career growth. We just need to keep moving forward steadily without giving up. One small tip: try to keep your workplace clean and organized. It will help you align better with Saturn's energy. This transit can bring changes in your public image and reputation. So be very mindful of how you communicate in public. For those looking for job changes, this time can open up new opportunities too. You may find new chances for growth or even completely a new job offers. But yes, along with opportunities, you might also experience some politics at workplace, some hidden tensions with co-workers or authorities, as Saturn is your 8th law. Hurdles will be there. And if your personal chart supports, with hard work and sincerity, some may even secure a government-related job during this period. Now, it can be a good period for those who are working into public service, government sector, astrology, archaeology, spiritual healing, spiritual leadership, research, investigation, financial investments or insurance sector. Growth will be there, but hurdles and patience will be part of the journey. Health-wise, take good care of your knees and thighs during this time. For Gemini native, Saturn's third aspect from UttaraBhadrapada will fall on your 12th house, the sign of Taurus. Spiritually, this is an excellent time for Gemini natives. If you want to deepen your spiritual practice, do charity or help someone truly in need, Saturn will support you. However, do keep a check on your expenses because sometimes unnecessary or sudden expenses may arise. Health-wise too, be cautious, and also there could be some sleep troubles as well. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 4th house, the sign of Virgo. This may bring some added responsibilities at your home front, in your family life. If your work is related to public dealings, public service, you may feel more work pressure during this time. If you are planning to buy a property or asset, this is a supportive time, but expect delays or hurdles. Nothing will come very easy, but if you stay patient, it can be fruitful. Overall, this aspect will bring new learnings and transformations at your personal and domestic front. Finally, now the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 7th house, the sign of Sagittarius. Here, Saturn will start testing your partnerships, your marriage, your close one-on-one relationships. It is time to practically deal with any deep-rooted issues you have been avoiding in your marriage or committed relationship. If handled maturely, this can also become a period of healing and growth between you and your partner. If you are stuck in a toxic or unhealthy relationship, Saturn's energy may help you come out of it, if your chart permits. For business persons, if you bring a creative yet ethical approach in your work, this period can support good progress in business too. Cancer ascendants. For Cancer natives, Saturn transiting UttaraBhadrapada in your 9th house in the sign of Pisces. This is going to be a very important time where Saturn will provide you not just theoretical knowledge but also practical wisdom. For example, maybe till now you were only reading scriptures, spiritual books, or hearing about dharma from others, but now Saturn will create situations where you will start truly experiencing that spirituality from within. You will feel a deeper connection with your faith, your path, your life's purpose. Saturn will teach you what true dharma is, not just in one area but across different areas of your life in an open-minded manner. This is genuinely a beautiful time for your spiritual growth. Very soon, the dispositor of Saturn will also move into your 12th house, further amplifying this spiritual energy. So if you have been seeking higher truth, if you have been wanting to connect to the divine or just know yourself better, this is an excellent phase. And you may face some hurdles while traveling, while doing some spiritual journeys as well. You may face some issues or transformations in your relationship with your father, your gurus, or your siblings. This is also the time when you will have to step beyond your comfort zone to step out in a bigger world. And if you stay committed on the right path, then Saturn will also provide you financial gains eventually. Those whose career is related to higher education, learning, or those who want to start their career in education, this can be a good period. Apart from that, those who are into fields like philosophy, spirituality, healing, writing, law, ethics, human rights, social service, and all professions that require wisdom and deep understanding, they may also see positive or time during this period. Health-wise, take care of your hips and kidney-related issues during this time. Now the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your 11th house, the sign of Taurus. This aspect can create some struggles or delays in your materialistic gains in financial growth. But if you have been walking the right path with patience, then Saturn will fulfill your valid desires and will help ease your financial frustration to some extent. And at the same time, this aspect can also bring your gains in the form of knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual wealth. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on the sign of Virgo, your 3rd house. This is the time to focus more on doing your karma, your duties, without being overly attached to the results. It's not a time to get ready or restless for gains. If you are thinking about starting a new venture, a business, or any new initiations, then think deeply, plan thoroughly, and only then move forward. Saturn is guiding you to take well thought out matter and mature actions. Now the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 6th house, the sign of Sagittarius. This is important because soon Jupiter will also start aspecting your 6th house, activating your prarabdha, meaning your karmic challenges and duties will come to surface. It is very important during this time that you walk on the right path, and do not let yourself get pulled into negative habits, shortcuts, or wrong actions. Saturn's aspect will make you dive deep into facing your life's challenges. But through these practical experiences, Saturn will also make you stronger, wiser, and more grounded. It may not always feel easy, but every challenge you face now is shaping you for a higher purpose. Leo ascendants. Now for Leo natives, for Saturn in UttaraBhadrapada in your 8th house, in the sign of Pisces, this is going to be a deep and transformational time for you. Spiritually, for those souls who are little evolved, this can bring a lot of spiritual upliftment. You may start feeling a deeper connection within yourself, but along with that, Saturn will also test you with health-related challenges. Saturn's energy here can sometimes make you feel lazy, especially when it comes to taking the right action at the right time. So during this transit, it is very important that you avoid laziness and work hard, especially regarding your health issues. If any health discomfort comes up, don't delay or ignore it. Both Saturn and UttaraBhadrapada represents responsibilities and hard work. So you may see an increase in responsibilities in your life, whether it's at home, in your career, or regarding your own self-care. Saturn will expect you to take things seriously. This transit can also bring sudden gains and sudden losses depending on your individual chart. Financial improvement is possible for many Leo natives during this time. Be careful if you are already dealing with any chronic illness, do not neglect them. This is a good time to engage in educational activities, learning something new, guiding others, counseling or earning through providing your knowledge and wisdom. However, this is not a good time for impulsive financial investments. Avoid any risky or emotional decisions when it comes to your finances. This transit is very supportive for those who are in fields like psychological counseling, physiotherapy, healing, psychiatry, insurance, banking, mining, research work, investigation, astrology, metaphysics, occult sciences, journalism, or any work that deals with mysteries or hidden knowledge. Creative arts that involve deep emotional expression will also see growth during this time. Deep inside you, Saturn will bring major transformations, which may feel the need to detoxify not just physically, but also mentally and emotionally. This could be the time when you adopt healthier habits, better eating patterns, or practices like detox yoga or meditation. Some Leo natives may even find themselves being called to help the needy or support someone in their family who needs them. Now talking about the aspects, Saturn's third aspect will fall on the sign of Taurus, your 10th house. Be very, very mindful of your speech during this time. You might face a little bit of financial strain or mental pressure related to your career. Even if things get a little frustrating, stay calm and grounded because Saturn is trying to teach you patience and endurance. Now the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on your second house, the sign of Virgo. This is an important aspect. It's good to be straightforward when dealing with family matters or when communicating within your home. But at the same time, try to maintain warmth and humility in your tone. Keep your home and family life organized and balanced as much as possible. If you walk on the right path, this Saturn transit will eventually bring good financial results for you. This aspect will also slowly teach you the importance of speech, when to speak, how to speak, and when it's better to stay silent. These lessons will come to you in a very unique, very Saturnian way, sometimes through direct experiences. Now, talking about the 10th aspect of Saturn, Saturn's 10th aspect will fall on your 5th house, the sign of Sagittarius. As I mentioned earlier, Soon Jupiter will also enter the sign of Gemini, and from there it will also aspect the sign of Sagittarius. So both Saturn and Jupiter will be influencing your fifth house together. This combination will bring major transformations and changes in your life, especially emotionally and creatively. Those who are in artistic fields where deep emotions are poured into their work will find this a very positive period. Financial gains and emotional growth are both possible. Spiritually too, this is a beautiful time if you wish to dive deeper into your inner self, into your spiritual pursuits. For some Leonites, if your chart permits, this period can also bring new romantic relationships. However, speculating in investments like stock market investments, gambling, or risky ventures are not recommended during this time. There might also be some mental uneasiness or extra worry related to your children, so stay patient and supportive. Virgo ascendant. For Virgo natives, Saturn transiting your seventh house in UttaraBhadrapada in the sign of Pisces. This is a very important time, especially when it comes to your marriage and partnerships. If there have been any misunderstandings or strain in your relationships with your spouse, this is a wonderful opportunity to work hard together and mend those issues. Saturn here wants both you and your spouse to stand strong with each other, support each other, and rebuild the bond with patience and commitment. Since Saturn is also your sixth lord and now positioned in your seventh house, naturally it can bring ups and downs in marriage, small challenges, misunderstandings, but at the same time, Saturn in UttaraBhadrapada is also offering you a beautiful chance to work on these problems and strengthen your bond. If you are unmarried, then this transit can bring marriage into your life also, along with the responsibilities that come with it. If there have been any legal matters in marriage or in your business, you might see more some progress towards resolution during this period, provided your individual chart supports it. This is also a period where you can gain better clarity about your business, understanding what to do, which strategies to make, how to organize and move forward. Just make sure everything is well planned and double checked before taking any major step. A small caution here, be very mindful about your spouse's health. Some health issues related to abdominal area, reproductive system, urine or kidney related problems could arise either to you or to your spouse. So early care and attention will be very helpful. Career-wise, this transit is really supportive for those who are connected to legal professions like judges, legal consultants, lawyers. Also those involved in counseling, therapy, diplomacy, negotiations, contracts, agreements, public relations, or even event planning. All such fields may see growth during this time. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your ninth house, the sign of Taurus. This is a beautiful time for those who are interested in learning about agriculture, gardening, environmental conservation, or working with nature. Also, artists whose work has a spiritual or soulful touch will find that Saturn helps them refine their craft. But remember, without hard work, nothing will move. Saturn is very clear. Efforts first, then results. This is also a spiritually uplifting time, a time when your belief system and understanding about life may evolve to a much higher level. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will directly fall on your first house, the sign of Virgo. This can be a bit intense. Saturn will bring health matters into focus. You may need to take better care of yourself. It is also a time when Saturn will slowly break any unnecessary ego that might have been blocking your growth. Discipline will become very important in your daily life, in your eating habits, your working style, and everything else. Since UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra is a nakshatra of deep transformation. Saturn's aspect on your first house can completely transform not just your outer personality, but also who you are inside, your mindset, your thinking, your spiritual depth. It will broaden your mind, especially regarding spirituality and life philosophies. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 4th house, the sign of Sagittarius. Saturn's aspect here can make you face some deep-rooted issues related to your home, family, property matters, or emotional security. There can be transformations at the home front, either emotionally or through events like buying a new property, renovating, or even moving to a new place. This is also a good time to improve your public relations. How you are seen by the outside world and helping others, being there for the people who need you, will also improve your social image and bring inner satisfaction. Serving the needy, doing something for others without expectation during this period will bring beautiful karmic results in the long run. Libra Ascendants. For Libra natives, Saturn will be transiting UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra in your 6th house, the sign of Pisces. This is actually a good transit for you, though at times it might make you a little lazy, especially when it comes to facing your enemies, competitors, or day-to-day challenges. But Saturn's message is very clear. If you stay disciplined, active, and face your problems with patience and planning, then Saturn will itself help you overcome all those obstacles. Saturn position in the 6th house is also activating your prarabdha karma, meaning those karmas you are meant to face and resolve in this lifetime, along with your external challenges. This transit can also bring transformation in your relationship with your children and family. You may feel a need to become a strict teacher for your children to guide them into the right path. However, sometimes too much strictness can make them rebel or create small conflicts. So Saturn advises discipline with calmness, strictness with love, and practicality with understanding. If you approach them with patience, a lot of emotional issues can be avoided, and your relationship with your children can become even stronger. On a health front, you may feel some slight relief in any ongoing issues, but complete relief might take some more time. Still, it is important to be cautious. Health issues related to stomach, intestines, sleep disturbances, immunity problems, or irregular bowel movements could arise. So, timely care is needed. Professionally, this is a very supportive period for those working in healing professions. Doctors, therapists, dietitians, yoga practitioners, fitness trainers, counselors, mental health workers, social workers, teachers, those into education field, veterinary doctors, veterinary medicine, law, journalism, reporting, and even those whose daily work involves managing tasks and responsibilities in a structured manner. All these fields can benefit greatly during this period. Now, talking about the aspects, the third aspect of Saturn from UttaraBhadrapada will fall on your 8th house, the sign of Taurus. This is a sensitive area. Please be very careful about your health. Health should not be ignored at all during this time. If you are married, this transit may bring some added responsibilities connected to your marriage or your in-laws. At the same time, it can also help you in building or growing joint assets with your spouse. Just be ready for some ups and downs and take everything as a learning opportunity. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 12th house, the sign of Virgo. Saturn's aspect, both on your 8th and 12th house, means you will need to be emotionally strong. There can be situations where you may face some negativity or even hear harsh words from others, especially if you show unnecessary ego. So Saturn advises to stay humble, grounded, and simple during this period. Throughout Saturn's stay in Pisces, taking care of your health remains extremely important. Spiritually and mentally, this can be a wonderful time for those who want to write something or dive deep into creative or spiritual pursuits. You may find a natural flow of deep, profound thoughts inside you. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your third house, the sign of Sagittarius. This is the time when Saturn may push you to go deeper into your skills, your studies, and relationships. Whatever subject you are interested in, Saturn will ask you to master it, to not just touch the surface, but to dive deeply and understand it from its core. If you work hard now, soon Rahu, which will be entering your 5th house, will also support your learning and creative endeavors. So this is a very karmic time, a time to grow, mature, and prepare yourself for a brighter future. Scorpio ascendants. For Scorpio natives, Saturn transiting the sign of Pisces in UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra, your 5th house. Those who were feeling a lot of pressure or difficulties during Saturn's all-year transit in Purva Bhadrapada, especially in terms of health and overall life challenges, may now start feeling a slight relief. This is a beautiful time to build a deeper understanding about your children. Responsibilities related to them will surely be there. But if you handle them with maturity and love, you can bond and grow much stronger. This is also a time when you can work on upgrading your creative skills, whether it's related to your hobbies or even your current profession. Bringing creativity into your work style can really help you achieve your goals in a new and a different way. For some of you, it might also happen that your children may move away, maybe for higher studies or for their career. So emotionally, you have to be prepared for that. On the financial front, it is a very important time to stay mindful. Avoid making impulsive investments during this time. Think twice, plan properly, and then act. For students, Saturn's transit here can sometimes make you feel a bit lazy or inactive. That's why discipline and regularity in your space will be very important. Practical learning, hands-on experiences, and working in real-life situations will bring you the most success during this time. Spiritually, this is a very powerful period. If you are into mantra chanting, sadhana, meditation, or any spiritual practices or yoga, you can make deep progress now. You might also feel a little lack of entertainment or enjoyment in your life. But remember, Saturn is preparing you for bigger rewards later by making you more mature and focused. Professionally, this is a good time for those who are into creative fields like filmmaking, designing, education, anything related to children, interior designing, home decor, or even property management. Health-wise, you should take care of your upper abdomen, stomach, pancreas, and digestion-related issues. If you have a tendency of blood sugar problems like diabetes or digestive issues, regular care and timely health checkups will be important to maintain your physical strength. Now talking about Saturn's aspect, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your 7th house, the sign of Taurus. This means your marriage, romantic relationships, your business partnerships may require some extra hard work. You might face some challenges here, but Saturn's purpose is not to punish you. It is to bring clarity. If you work honestly, keep open communication with your partner and stay loyal, then your relationship can become even stronger. In fact, for those who are unmarried, there are chances that you could meet your life partner during this transit. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 11th house, sign of Virgo. This can be a time when some of your valid desires and dreams may get fulfilled. especially if you have been walking on the right path with honesty and patience. Financial improvements can happen, although at times you may still feel a little financial pressure. This aspect can also bring major transformations in your social life. You will get to see clearly who your real well-wishers are and those who genuinely stand by you when you need them. At the same time, there can be minor ego clashes with siblings. So try to stay humble and calm in those relationships. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on your second house, the sign of Sagittarius. This can bring some financial strain initially. However, it will also push you to discover new ways of earning and managing your money, which can lead to long-term financial stability. This is a perfect time to save money rather than spending unnecessarily. Investing carefully in long-term low-risk options will help you greatly in future. This transit of Saturn will also bring a lot of changes and transformation, not only in your finances, but family life as well. And running away from responsibilities, especially from the responsibilities of your family, should not be done because Saturn will not entertain that. And remember, Saturn is in its own nakshatra this time, so it's quite powerful. So please fulfill your duties and karmas faithfully and honestly. Now for Sagittarius natives, Saturn transiting UttaraBhadrapada in your 4th house in the sign of Pisces. During this transit, responsibilities at your home front may increase. UttaraBhadrapada Nakshatra, just like its Lord Saturn, is about duties, responsibilities, and being grounded. So you may feel more responsible for your home, your family, and especially your mother during this time. In fact, it may also happen that your mother's responsibilities increases, and you may need to support her emotionally or practically. This is also a time when you may naturally become a helper or guide for others, for society, for people who need support, especially those who are emotionally or physically vulnerable. However, this transit can bring a little disturbance to the peace and harmony at home. But if there have been any long-term standing unresolved matters in your family, then this is a good period when those issues may start getting sorted. This is a time of learning for you. Learning not only from books, but from real life experiences. You may even plan about buying a property, but remember, Saturn always demands that you take well thought, mature decisions and not impulsiveness. And do not take decisions impulsively. Your mother or your motherly figure can become a very important guide during this time, giving you practical advice which will help you in your growth. On the professional front, this is a good period for those whose career is connected to assets, farming, organic farming, environmental conservation, home decor, counseling, be it psychological, emotional, or spiritual counseling. Is also a favorable period for people working in parenting fields, childcare, museum work, historical preservation, cultural studies, archaeology, forestry, hospitality, and even home-based business or social work. On the health front, you need to be very careful of any chest or lung issues, especially if there is already a family history of such concerns. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your 6th house, the sign of Taurus. This can make you feel tired or slow, like you are constantly working and working, but not seeing quick results or positive results. But remember, this is also a healing time. Saturn wants you to confront your problems, not run away from them. If you are preparing for any competitive exams, staying disciplined, consistent, and patient will bring positive results for you. Now, the 7th aspect of Saturn will fall on your 10th house, the sign of Virgo. Here, Saturn's energy will make you more grounded in your career. It may bring situations where any unnecessary ego related to your work can be broken down to teach you humility and be grounded. Responsibilities at workplace will surely increase and laziness will not be tolerated by Saturn. Face your weaknesses fearlessly. Whatever flaws or missing elements are there in your professional life, Saturn will show them to you so that you can correct and grow. If you embrace this phase with hard work and honesty, Saturn will reward you with long-lasting positive results. Now coming to the 10th aspect of Saturn, which falls on your first house, the sign of Sagittarius, your ascendant. So this is a very deep and powerful transit for your overall life path. The foundation for future transformations will be laid during this period, and it all begins with an inner transformation. Saturn will take you through some very real practical experiences that will shape you into a more mature, wiser, and responsible version of yourself. It will teach you to stay grounded, to accept your duties with grace, and to walk the path that divine has set for you with faith and perseverance. So if you sincerely learn the lessons that Saturn brings, you will come out much stronger, not just from outside, but also from within. A stronger, wiser you will emerge, ready to handle life with a beautiful, positive approach. Capricorn ascendants. For Capricorn natives, Saturn transiting UttaraBhadrapada in your third house in the sign of Pisces. During this time, you might find your speech coming very direct and straightforward, becoming very direct and straightforward. While honesty is good, you have to be careful that your words don't turn harsh unknowingly. If Saturn's transit is positively influencing your chart, then this is a beautiful time where Saturn will teach you the wisdom of communication, what to say, what not to say, and how to express yourself maturely in front of others. On the other hand, if this transit goes a little negative in your chart, then it might create hesitation or fears while speaking. Confidence in communication may fluctuate a little. But remember, Saturn's ultimate goal is always to make you wiser and stronger. This is the period where Saturn wants you to become more practical, wise, and mature in your way of speaking and taking action. Saturn here is refining your intellect, your practical wisdom, and your communication skills. If you are open to learning from your past mistakes and from new experiences, you will grow beautifully during this time. If you are planning to start something new during this time, then make sure you have a very well thought out plan, clear strategies, and patience. Saturn will support you if your desires are genuine, your efforts are disciplined, and your mindset is prepared for some initial hurdles. Avoid impulsive decisions. Think properly, prepare backups, and stay steady. You might find it a bit difficult to adapt to changes around you. But the more flexible and open-minded you remain, the better you will sail through this period. Professionally, this period can support people who are working in communication-related fields. Those who are into like writing, speaking, marketing, sales, social media, digital marketing, journalism, traveling, and such related areas. One important lesson Saturn gives here is about desires. Keep your desires minimum. Saturn will not entertain unnecessary desires. For example, let's say you are currently living in a rented house and now you really need to buy your own house because it has become necessary for you. In that case, it is called a valid desire. But if you already have your own house and you just want a bigger or more luxurious home without any real need, then that is what we call as unnecessary desire. So try to keep your desires, unnecessary desires, minimum. On the health front, you need to take care of your ENT area, that is ears, nose and throat. Also, shoulders, neck stiffness or sore throat These minor discomforts could occur if you are not mindful. Now, coming to the Saturn's aspect, Saturn's third aspect will fall on your fifth house, the sign of Taurus. Because of increased responsibilities, you might feel restricted in your entertainment and creative outlets. Saturn will guide you to refine your creativity towards something more meaningful. This is also a very good time if you want to start your spiritual journey. If you are already on spiritual path, this period will help you deepen and enhance your spiritual practices beautifully. If you have children, you are advised to be more caring, understanding, and patient towards them. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on Virgo, your ninth house. You might feel like your luck is little delayed or restricted, but remember, Saturn only delays, it does not deny if your actions are righteous. This aspect will also support your spiritual growth. Travel plans may face some hurdles or delays, so plan things properly. This is also a good time to learn through practical experiences, not just bookish knowledge, but actual real life wisdom. Now, the 10th aspect of Saturn will fall on Sagittarius, your 12th house. This is a very good time for those into healing professions like doctors, medical workers, spiritual healers, those working in forensics, mortuaries, or connected to services involving transition or healing. Capricorn natives, this Saturn transit is providing you a golden opportunity to enhance your spirituality, because Saturn is not just activating your fifth house, your ninth house, but also your 12th house as well. Make the most of this time. Dive deeper into your spiritual practices, meditation, yoga, prayer, and mindfulness. It will not only bring you peace, but also clarity of mind and vision for your future. However, please do not ignore your health during this period. Also, some of you may face disturbed sleep patterns, so make sure to maintain a calm and peaceful night routine. Saturn is polishing you from within, preparing you for something much bigger and better. Aquarius Ascendant. For Aquarius native, Saturn transiting UttaraBhadrapada, your second house in the sign of Pisces. This transit can bring increased responsibilities, especially in your family or home life. You may also feel a sense of financial responsibility during this time. So it's a good idea to keep an eye on unnecessary expenses. At the same time, Saturn's influence could make you feel a little lazy, particularly when it comes to focusing on your health, diet, and lifestyle. It's important not to ignore these aspects and to prioritize your health along with your other responsibilities. Financially, while this transit brings responsibility, it could also lead to some financial gains if your chart supports it. You may experience transformations in both your family life and finances. If your career is in banking, finance, the healthy food industry, or any field related to earth, such as farming, gardening, resource management, or environmental conservation, you may see some positive results during this period. On the health front, taking care of any issues related to your eyes, throat, or mouth will be necessary. This could include mouth ulcers or jaw issues. So it's important to be mindful and take extra care in these areas. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your fourth house, the sign of Taurus. This could bring hard work and responsibilities on the family or home front. Pay attention to your mother's health and any issues related to home repairs or construction which may arise. Saturn may also push you out of your comfort zone, encouraging you to be more dynamic and focused on the things that matters the most for your growth. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on your eighth house, the sign of Virgo, where it might lead to ego clashes with your in-laws. It's also not a good time to make impulsive decisions regarding investments. Be sure to think things through carefully before making any financial moves. If your chart supports it, this transit could also bring sudden gains or help in generating joint assets with your spouse. Promotions may also be possible depending on your chart. Finally, Saturn's 10th aspect will fall on your 11th house, the sign of Sagittarius. If you have been following the right path, Saturn will support your valid desires and help fulfill them. This could bring financial growth through, though there may be some restrictions or expenses along the way. This transit will also begin to bring transformations in both your social and personal life as well. Pisces ascendants. For Pisces native, Saturn's transit in UttaraBhadrapada, your first house in the sign of Pisces, it could bring some health challenges. So it's important to be mindful of your health during this time. On the positive side, this is a very spiritual period because UttaraBhadrapada is a very auspicious and past nakshatra. This transit can take you on a journey of self-realization, which is an excellent opportunity to focus on your soul's growth. However, this transit can also make you feel more lazy or prone to procrastination. You might find yourself slowing down in your daily routine or avoiding tasks. It's essential to be aware of this tendency and avoid letting it affect you too much. This period will bring significant changes to your life, your body, and your health. So it's best not to resist these transformations. Stay open-minded and embrace the changes as they come. Professionally, this can be a good period for those working in fields like water or fire departments. Water harvesting, personal branding, counseling, coaching, media entertainment, health, fitness, or similar areas. However, be aware that work politics might increase in your career or workplace during this time. On health front, you should be cautious of any issues related to your head, legs, hands, joints, or chronic conditions. These could become more prominent during this period depending on your personal chart. Now, the third aspect of Saturn will fall on your third house, the sign of Taurus, which can help you overcome any confusion you have been feeling about new projects or initiatives, but not without hurdles. Saturn's influence here will assist you in planning and strategizing properly, but expect obstacles along the way. Communication will play a major role in how others perceive you, so be mindful of how you express yourself. Now, the seventh aspect of Saturn will fall on your seventh house, a sign of Virgo, which could bring ego-related issues in your marriage or business partnerships. Saturn will highlight the problems that need to be addressed, urging you to deal with them. This transit will not only impact your personal relationships, but also affect your public dealings and business partnerships. Finally, Saturn's 10th aspect will fall on your 10th house, the sign of Sagittarius. And as mentioned earlier, work politics may rise during this time. To achieve your career goals, Saturn may push you to go deeper into your work, possibly requiring more research or effort to complete projects. While this will increase your workload and responsibilities, staying focused and dedicated to your goals will lead to positive results. Remember, don't shy away from your responsibilities. And this could also bring new job opportunities for many as well. So that's it for today. Do remember to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Have a wonderful day ahead and meet you in the next video. Until then, take care and namaste.